Hello and thanks for joining Spitfire myself on a ride. Now when we set off on this, of course, it was nice and dry, and the Met Office forecast was for good weather. Yet within about 5 miles from home, down came the rain, and I was half inclined to think, oh no, this is no good, turn around, go back home. But am I pleased I didn't, because it turned out to be a lovely day. The occasional spot of rain en route, but nothing to worry about. So we're heading off now towards Cumbria, and this is up over the top road, which will lead us past a place called Hutton Roof. That takes us down to Cumbria, and then we're going to be heading off up towards Sedbergh, through Sedbergh, up over the more open part, back down towards Garsdale, up over the Coal Road, which we rode in on Meteor, and then through Dent, along Barbendale and back to Casterton. That's a little village. And here we are heading towards Sedbergh, and this is the A Road, which a pleasant little run. Now this direction, which I call the clockwise direction, for no better reason, and that's a whim of mine, that I think gives the finest views. And we're heading off towards a place called Farfield Mill, and we're going to stop there for coffee and a cheese scone. So that should be a nice welcome break. So yes, we passed through Sedbergh, now heading off towards Farfield, over the river. So every now and again, yes, we get the sunshine break through, and towards the end we do get far more sunshine as the day progresses. And at the moment, the camera is setting a nice position on my chest, on the chest mount, and it gives a nice view. But unfortunately, after I visit Farfield, I had to take the camera off, and while I was eating my cheese scone, didn't want to get crumbs down into the works, and it tilted up a little bit. I must have been in a slightly higher position. And that meant that you didn't get this same view, but I hope you'll forgive that and enjoy the ride. Now the sun's out, and it's not too far before we turn off to the left, which always creeps up on one. I haven't been here for a few years, and I'd forgotten actually that they didn't open until 10:30. I arrived at 10:15, so I had to wait around until they arrived. So it's just up here on the left, and we're almost shot past it. Here it is. And just a little entrance road with a couple of speed humps, and then we'll park up and have our cheese scone, which was delicious. Scone. Now, unfortunately, no marmalade. Now, I like to buy marmalade on my cheese scones, so next time I come this way I shall have to take marmalade. Perhaps I should always take a little pot of marmalade with me for such things. Now we're heading off onto the more open part, and that's the How Gills we can see in the near distance there. Part of the How Gills. Major part is off to our left, and right at the beginning of this little sort of thumbnail or introduction to this, you'll see a photo of the Ridge Hunter known as Spitfire, and now with a new pannier set. And that pannier set is for day riding. It's the same makers I have on the Hurricane, which are the SW Motec, but they're 15 litres capacity and these are 10 litres. So they're a slightly different fitting, much simpler fitting actually. I just had to put one little support just to stop it moving inwards. And it's off now, here we go. And yes, they proved to be excellent. Just the right size for a day ride. Take the necessary tools, flask if one requires, and sandwiches. As I say, I think this is this route gives the nicer views than coming the other way. Although you do get views of the Howgills coming opposite directions, so this part in fact is nice. Yeah, the odd spot of rain you can see just coming down. But, something not to worry about. A bit of a bump there. Now, I've trimmed quite a bit out of this so that the overall video is around about 30 minutes, just under 30 minutes. So I hope you can stick with it towards the end and see the views of Barbendale. Certainly a lovely run, certainly one of my favourites, and the whole ride was 80 miles, and with having that break at Farfield made all the difference. Much more comfortable riding all day, all morning I should say. Arrived back home around about 2:30 in the afternoon. Lovely run through this part. Certainly very lush. As I said before, a very quiet road. So it runs all the way to Halls. Bends, although a couple of them are a little bit tighter than I remembered. We've certainly had to grab our days this summer with so much rain and wind, and that's why I was determined to get off out this morning. Which is a Friday. It's at school holiday time. I was able to get off a little bit earlier. Nice thing for me riding today was that it wasn't too bright, so not so contrasty as it has been, and my eyesight performed much better in those conditions, so that's why I was much more relaxed on this ride. And also you don't get the glare, so the camera copes much better with it, so it's much more even lighting. I was interested to watch Exeter Rider a few days ago. He's got a Royal Enfield Meteor on long-term loan. 3 weeks he's got it, and it'd be interesting to see his final conclusions. I think so far he's found that he's quite enjoyed riding it. He likes the engine and the look of the machine, mention that perhaps the riding position does give you, sends shocks up your spine rather. That was certainly something I found with mine, although I had it 2,500 miles and about 18 months. I knew once the Hunter came that that was the machine for me. The riding position just allows me to move up onto the footrest if there are really bad bumps, and goodness knows we've got some awfully bad potholey roads at the moment. It got worse and worse. Although this road is thankfully free of them. I used to get quite a bit of neck and shoulder ache on the meter too, which I don't suffer from at all on this female cyclist coming back from Halls. No, I don't suffer from that at all on the Hunter. Far more comfortable ride for me, and certainly the wind pressure of riding the Hunter is as I remember from the past motorcycling days, whereas on the meter I couldn't believe the amount of wind pressure on me. I thought I tried the windscreen, that didn't make any real difference. It made it worse in some ways because of the buffeting, but no problems at all with the Hunter, pleased to say. So we're going to stick with those. That'll be my final machine. I can't see myself ever getting anything different. More than enough power for me. Takes me down these lovely roads. And I don't think I want anything more powerful. I simply wouldn't use it. As you must be aware by now, watching me. 620 subscribers, thank you all very much. I know not all of you watch everything. Of course you don't. Average number of views is around about 350. But thank you all very much for staying with me and enjoying these rides. It's always good to have your company. I always do film everything. I do. Not everything goes on to YouTube, of course. But I just feel that when I'm doing the filming, you're actually riding with me, even though perhaps I wouldn't use the film in the end. It's also very good to have a record. Now these are the two tight bends that I couldn't quite remember. Not that one so much, it's the one at the far end we're just coming up to now. It's a 90-degree left-hander. I imagine a few have gone through that farm over there. So now we're heading off towards Garsdale and the Garsdale railway station, and we're not going to stop, we're just going to go up over the Cold Road. Now, I'm not going to show you the first part of the Cold Road because I wanted you to see the views from the top as we move down towards Dent railway station. And as you realise, I say railway station, not train station. That's it's been with me for a number of years. I can't change now, sorry folks. Either are quite acceptable, obviously. So yes, as I'm doing this, editing this, it's raining yet again, so there'll be no riding today. I was so pleased I was able to get out today on this ride. So yes, although the roads are wet, it didn't bother me over much. The reason for fitting panniers to Spitfire was that although I had a up on the back end of the dual seat, which was a nice bag. It's made by Held, and it carried all I wanted. Unfortunately, because of its height, I had it on the meter, but on the meter I could remove the pillion pad, and so it dropped down much lower. It was only just slightly higher than the seat that I was on, and that meant that when you actually mount the bike, my foot was well clear of it. Now on the Hunter, the dual seat there is quite difficult to arrange anything. I could do it at a given time, rebuild the seat and have the bag much lower onto the subframe, but then I looked at what was available, and a friend of mine had got some rather nice Oxford waxed cotton bags for her Royal Enfield Hunter, and I was so impressed with those. I thought, no, I should be thinking about panniers really for Spitfire, but something much smaller than the larger ones that I have on Hunter, which is for the long distance touring. So I looked around at what was available, and what really suited, I thought, well, I know the quality of the SW Motec bags, and I noticed they'd had the 10 litres, which you can use as one of them as a tail pack if you want. It's called their Sysbags system bags, and I thought, well, they look rather nice and seem to suit. Certainly suits Hunter, the Hurricane rather. And I thought, well, perhaps get some. I can always send them back to Sports Bike Shop if they're not quite what I want. Anyway, they were quite simple to fit, and I'm very pleased with the look of them. And they certainly do everything I want. Now we're going to head off up onto the right here, and that takes us past the railway station in a moment on our left. So the railway station is just up on the left hand side, and we're going to go under the railway bridge up over what's called the Coal Road, and then you'll see some fabulous views from the top. So we'll cut out the climb up, which is a pretty stiff climb actually. And that's the views. Oh, they're fabulous. Wonderful up here. Incredible task running that railway from Settle up to Carlisle across this landscape. Absolutely astonishing. And I have been enjoying some steam railway videos too, I must say, on YouTube. Oh, there's some absolutely marvellous ones. Now I love steam railways and enjoy the preserved railways, but there's nothing quite like seeing and hearing mainline steam. It takes me right back to my childhood, when I was told you before, and I was at Brinkworth on the Great Western Railway line to South Wales from Paddington, and just some of these videos, the people that have filmed them have really captured some marvellous shots. The sound of it is wonderful. However, today there's no steam, just the sound of the Hunter and nature. And my voice, so I shall keep quiet for a bit. Well, I'm back, and here we are. Now we're just heading off towards Dent along these little lanes. And once again, I think it's much nicer riding this way along these lanes than the other way. Perhaps it's just me today. Spot more rain, unfortunately. Got a few spots on the camera lens. I did wipe it every now and again to clear it off, but I missed these. So apologies for that. And I did see the benefit when I was riding along here of being very careful around the bends, because there was the delivery van. I think it was from AFS, which I think is used by Amazon now, and they came around one of these bends, taking up the whole of the road. But fortunately, both of us were going very carefully. We were able to stop well in time. I don't want to cut that bit out. You don't want to see that, do you? So yes, now we can see the Howl Gills from the other direction as we approach Dent. And of course, we do have wet cobbles to contend with as we go through Dent. You can see a few raindrops now, can't you? Coming down. Yeah, it's funny old day. Typical British summer. British August, I should say. Always seems to rain in August. School holiday time. Quick wipe of the visor. Road on the left there, that would take us over to Ingleton, which I did actually ride, but the filming was a failure. I haven't really been tempted to go back over there again, as it's a gated road. There are, I think, at least four gates on it, and it means going over to Ingleton and then back from Ingleton along road, which I don't really care for. So I haven't actually been tempted yet, but I dare say I will go over there at some time in the future. See the Howl Gills quite nicely over to the right there. Approaching Dent. here's the infamous cobbles. Right, so now we're up on Barbendale, and once again I think coming this way you get some lovely views. Probably it's equal either way, but we haven't been along this in this direction for some time. Oh gosh, year and a half, and the sun is being very kind to us. Allowed me to come past, that's nice. So now we're heading off down to the village of Casterton. Take some narrow little lanes to get to Casterton village. And here's the cattle grid. Just want to run along the road, don't they? Oh, no, gone. And that's the Disused Railway, the one that used to run to Sedbergh. And this is Casterton. So thanks ever so much for joining me on this one, and I hope to see you again. Hope you've enjoyed this. I certainly enjoyed the ride, and it was good to have your company. And see you again soon, I hope.